Alright, and welcome back, my friends. Thank you for standing by and allowing me to step away for a moment. Welcome back to Batman and Robin. Risefall, welcome in. Good to see you. What are we playing today? We're playing Batman. We just finished with, I was playing something called Anima Arc of Sinners on the Wii. For October, we're doing a little marathon of spooky or horror themed WiiWare games. We did Castlevania yesterday, and we just started Anima tonight. That game's a little bigger, so we're gonna be working on that one for probably 2 more nights would be my guess. But that's for the first part of every stream, and after the BRB we switch, and I'm working on Batman now. This is a game, so I've played Batman 3 times on the stream, still can't beat it, so this is an ongoing first playthrough. We'll see how far I get tonight. This is a very difficult game, so I'm not super hopeful, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm determined to beat this game someday. Pokemon said, "The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe must be a video game I've never heard of." It was a PlayStation 2 game. It's based on the movie of the same title. It's bad. It wasn't like Echo where it was months of suffering to play through that game. We got through it pretty quickly. Like, at least half that game is just clips of the movie. So that alone was annoying, but then the gameplay is just awful, just dreadful in the later parts of the game particularly. I never say no to Batman. Right on, right on. The world's greatest detective can't even find his own socks without Alfred's help, Pokemon says. Does he even wear socks? He wears bat socks. The Mad Hatter's Revenge, exactly. You can do it. Thank you for the vote of confidence. I know we'll do it eventually. It's just been a rough journey. Yeah, the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, of all the VODs in the YouTube archive, that is the most heavily edited one. Because I had to block out all of the movie clips. I had to either trim them or edit them so that the VOD didn't get blocked on YouTube. Not that I think that there's a ton of people who are ever going to be interested in watching an ancient playthrough of that game, but you know, the archive should be complete nonetheless. Movie-based games almost never turn out right. They're pretty hit and miss. Love the graphics on this game, Loyal says. It's got this game's got a lot of cool effects going on visually. It's got some really good and like really wild music. It's got quite the rockin' soundtrack. This game controls in a very odd way. Punch and projectile are the same button. And jump and kick are the same button. So it's like double jump is how you do your jump kick. It's very, very unusual. odd controls to match the odd point of view. Yeah, it is kind of the angle at which we see the world here is kind of strange. Because we have like a top-down, we have like a 3/4 top-down perspective, like almost like in A Link to the Past point of view here, like because we can see the street and the front of the building. But we see the characters from the side, so it's a little odd. It looks good, but it's definitely weird. That fire looks great. The animation on that fire. Is there any difference between Batman and Robin? No, it's just aesthetics, so far as I can tell. If there is a difference, I haven't been able to discover it with my blind approach. But I have played as both. The Mummy Demastered is the best movie-based game, I think. The movie's terrible, but the game is a very good Metroidvania. I haven't heard of this. If this is based on the, if we're talking about the Brendan Fraser The Mummy, I kind of love that movie. Oh, okay, the new one with Tom Cruise. Thank goodness. I haven't seen that one. I have heard pretty terrible things about it, so. That checks out. This is a really good boss fight. I haven't worked out how to dodge every attack, though. Alright, let me catch up here. I think I missed a few things. Well, I'm curious to see how Arkham Knight will run on the Switch. Part of me is hopeful. The other part is like, there's just no way, Pokemon says. Don't count the Switch out, Derek says. There's a new Grinch game coming out in October. On Friday the 13th. We'll wait and see. Seeing how it was developed for the PlayStation 4, feels like it'll be a miracle. The Witcher 3 and Doom Eternal work pretty well on the Switch. You will beat this in the next 90 minutes, Dynamite says. I can watch for a bit and then let go. I'm going to try my best, Dynamite. I'm probably going to let you down, but I'm going to try my best. There's some real chance we'll finally get a Switch successor soon. Oh, that's bad news. See, I don't want to hear that. Who wants to spend money on more hardware? I would be perfectly happy for the Switch to hang around for another 6 to 8 years. I don't need anything different. Me too, Cal says. Unlimited batarangs, that's what I need. Speaking of the Switch, very excited for Mario Wonder. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that one. I probably won't play that one right away, but pretty close. I imagine we'll do it in a... I probably won't start it until November. But I won't wait too long on that one. Peach game looks really interesting, Pokemon says. I'll probably check that one out too. Oh my goodness. The enemies are spawning infinitely, and I'm just hanging around. I don't really have any expectations of beating this game tonight, but if I could just clear the Mad Hatter episode, I would be thrilled. If I could do that, like, I would be overjoyed. I'm doing pretty good, thank you. That's probably rapidly going to go downhill. But I actually am doing... This might be the best I've done. I think I've only lost one life. So yeah, this might be my best run yet. Let's see what the Joker has to say about this, though. This guy can be quite a fiend. That move there, where he does a sudden, like, swoop like that, I don't know how to anticipate that. I can read, like, I can sort of read his body language on other attacks, but that one there is, it... It gets the better of me a lot. Too many bombs coming my way. I don't have any opportunity to attack him. Come on, he's almost out of health. No, don't let him steal a life from me right at the end. Victory. He sure got a lot of bombs. October as Mario Wonder and Sonic Superstars. I hadn't heard about the Sonic game. Going through channels I mod and reading through the activity log without context is pretty funny. Metal Gear Collection. Number 1 on my list, Pokemon says. Yeah, so I'm not in a rush for the Metal Gear. Getting Spider-Man 2 also. Derek says my sister's buying Spider-Man 2, so that works for me. Thank you for the trophies, cows. I don't remember if I could attack those background barrels or not. The answer would be no. Hey, thank you for the bits, Ricefall. Thank you for the 5 bits. We can do that. Ooh, what a place to pause it, huh? That was way too bright. I do have a Batman art. Oh, it's the wrong size. No, it was a pixel too small, now it's a pixel too big. Perfect. This is a professional stream. I can't have incorrectly sized art assets on the stream. That would just... the embarrassment would be overwhelming. The bat Frownie looks angry. No! Ah, all those hearts! Excellent. I really didn't want to miss that one up. Oh, I wasn't watching my feet. Oh, I missed. Alright, let's go. I would be pretty skeptical about, like, I think a new piece of Nintendo hardware could probably be announced at any time. I would be very skeptical about a release anytime soon, though. Because what would it launch with? Right? They just put out a Zelda game. They're just about to put out a Mario game. Like, unless it's just gonna launch with Switch ports, which would be pretty sad. I mean, the Switch kind of launched with Wii U ports, right? I took it right down to the wire with losing this life. Yeah, the Wii U was kind of a disaster, so that the Switch would just launch with a bunch of its games just to bury it as quickly as possible kind of makes sense. Yeah, late release of late next year. I could see that. Even then, though. Or they launch it with another Animal Crossing. Maybe that's what they would do. That game kind of went real huge for them before. Sorry, just doing a little bit of reading. It's good. Can't keep up very well, but it's a good problem to have. Even Smash 4 was bad, just all around bad. We use an excellent emulation machine now. I'll probably, I'll probably experiment with modding my Wii U at some point. I hope they keep the Switch model for the next one, make it a true Switch too. Very cool, but a bit weak. Original Switch had a slight overheating problem. More power you try to get out of the machine, more likely to overheat. If we had a 120 FPS 4K Switch, it would definitely blow up in our hands. This level here, by the way, if you've never seen this game before, if you've never seen this level is an absolute nightmare. This level is a horror show. This is like one of the longest, just most brutal levels. Some hearts. I'm taking a lot of damage. Well, I'm about to lose this life. It was nice knowing you, everybody. It's not the end of the world, because you just pick up... It's one of those games where you just pick up where you die, but it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good regardless. A horrific level, very fitting for October. This boss looks like a thumb. That's not the boss of the stage, by the way. There are 4 more bosses. This game has a good deal of variety. Up. the enemies show up right after I grab the screen clear. I was waiting by it too. I was worried it was gonna scroll out of existence. I think it's possible to get a 1-up out of one of these guys, but, I mean, I have no way of telling which one. I think one of those missiles has a 1-up. Or it might be at a different part. No 1-ups. Oh, I didn't want to grab that. No, I didn't want to grab that. Okay, we hit another checkpoint, thank goodness. Hey, Angelus, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Tell us about your stream, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Alone in the Dark hasn't aged well. Actually needs a remake. So glad it's getting one. I mean, hasn't that game been remade several times? There's like 1,000 versions of Alone in the Dark. It's like on the PlayStation and the Game Boy and the Wii. It's everywhere. No, all the hearts. Oh my goodness, I'm flying into all the onion rings. Alright, there goes boss number 2. Oh no. Well, I hope this is strong. That's boss number 3, I think. Oh, let me pause for a moment. Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmares. Technically Alone in the Dark 4, but you're kind of right. Sure, pretty sure the new Switch should be backward compatible. One would hope. Combat mechanics in the original DOS version are janky. Must have been great back in the day, though. Batman doesn't kill. I mean, except that one guy. Except all of these pilots. Went into the cellar and tried to fight off rats like other enemies in the game. Apparently they are invincible. You can hit them, but you can hit them. Everything I beat up eventually burst into smoke except the rats. Final boss of the game. Oh right, I picked up a 1-up. Nice. There's a 1-up on this game, but it's hidden and I never remember it. I just got lucky and picked it up this time. There's a 1-up on this level. I think I said in this game. There's a 1-up on this level, but it's hidden. And I just picked it up by luck this time. I don't do these boss fights nearly defensively enough. Like, this is good, but this is not how I normally behave. I hope that guy's not planning on firing any more missiles at me. Alone in the Dark was supposed to be this year, but got delayed. Hopefully that'll just mean a better game eventually. That looks like it should be so easy to dodge. Because there's a clear path, right, between the streams of bullets, but it's so twisty. And it moves. It's actually not very easy. No. It's a shame to lose that life, but not really unexpected. Hey, we're finally out of this level. How long have we been here? It goes on forever. Oh, I can't believe it. I cannot believe that level. Thank you, cows. Thank you, Angelus. The horror has been defeated. For now. Until I game over and have to redo everything. This level here is tough. This, by which I mean this whole episode. There's a boss fight in the middle that's not that bad, but... I don't know, all these little guys bouncing around are kind of a nightmare to deal with. Oh, I should have waited on that heart. Hope Nintendo lowers the cost of their stupid cartridges / licensing. Flash memory is dirt cheap right now. I think there's absolutely zero chance of that. Hey, Tuesday, welcome in. Happy Tuesday to you, my friend. I took a lot of damage there all of a sudden. I felt like things were going alright. And now I've lost a whole life. I'm about to lose another one too. This is very... I am not pleased with this. I just bled away 2 lives in the space of a few seconds. Just in time to agree with Frownie. Vampire Batman. Anima was very underwhelming. You're not missing out on anything with that one, Angelus. I'm actually not done with it. It's a longer game, so I'm probably gonna be playing it for 2 more nights. It's like a Metroid style game, but it's pretty low on content. Like there aren't, like you don't earn extra moves or power-ups or anything. The gameplay is very unpolished. The setting and the style of the game is kind of cool. I don't really dislike it, but it's underwhelming. Oh, it's just a mess. It just goes on forever. And when I lose this life, I gotta start this all over again. No fun. I have no idea what I'm looking at right now. This boss is kind of alright. I might be able to make it through here without losing a life. There's really only one attack from this boss that I don't have much of a means of managing. So depending on how badly that attack brutalizes me, we might make it through here. The eyeball lasers can be tricky to deal with if they are too far pointed toward one of the edges of the screen. When I miss the nose, I go flying into one of the hands. Oh no, we're so close. Oh, wait, get out of the way. It's got a trick at the end. That will damage you. That can kill you if that thing falls on you. Hey, we did it. So this level here is my PB. Oh, and I'm already in trouble. There's a power-up right at the start of the stage, and if I don't remember to pick it up, or if I fail to pick it up, oh no. I'm actually bringing a power-up in with me right now, so it's not really that big of a deal that I missed it. But on when I use a continue, if I forget to get it, then we're in a horrible position. Dead. I mean, I knew it was going to happen. 1 HP wonder. Thank you for the things, Pokemon. We can do those. I'm going to do them out of order. Always a great little pick-me-up. Pistachios are. And I'm going to finish this bottle of water. Cooling down the pipes. Alright, and stretch. My knuckles cracked. Stretch my legs too. You're now in optimal PB mode? I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope. This stage is real tough and goes on for a long time too. Set up for ultimate PBs, Cow says. I appreciate the optimism. Well, I missed the thing. So, off to a terrible start. I don't know what to do about this stage. everything is just explosions everywhere. There's no way to manage any of this garbage. I am never gonna make it through this stage. This is 100% impossible. It's pure unfiltered trash. Ugh. You might not have hope, but I do. Oh, I don't know how. I don't know what could possibly give you hope about my situation. Oh, by the way, just picking up the power-up doesn't mean a whole lot. I also have to get the right kind of power-up, and I didn't, so... If I don't get a red power-up from that first guy at the start of the screen, on the very first screen, when I start a thing, the whole credit is basically wasted. I don't know how to get through here without the red power-up. I need that one in particular because it's the only one that gives you a multi-shot. And I can get rid of these little hopping guys, you know, twice as fast, theoretically. That would have been nice if it hadn't been wasted. No! How many hours does this last for? I can't stand a single thing about this stage. Give me Echo the Dolphin. This is horrific. Alright, that went really well, actually. I missed all those. I missed every single one of those hearts. It's so annoying sliding off these platforms. I'm at the point with this stage, and, well, I'm at the point with the game, where this stage is infinitely more irritating to me than even that never-ending shoot-'em-up, which I hated that stage, but... Boy, send me back there, please. It's so tedious, all the never-ending waves of these little dummies. Bleeding away all of my health and happiness. Always the blue power-up. Cool. Glad I missed that. this is not fun. It's all hopeless. Everything is hopeless. There's just nothing good in this world. I think these big guys flying through are actually indestructible here. I don't think there's any way to take them out. Hey, Doodle, welcome in. Yeah, back to Batman. Having a terrible time. Having a terrible time with Batman. Just overwhelming misery. This stage is unbelievable trash. I can't take it. Oh, cool. I didn't know I wasn't trapped there. Never got this far. This game is hard, but I still like it. I want to like it. It's really fighting me on that right now. Missed all those hearts. I always feel so bad for Frownie when he reaches the stage, Zergling says. Whoever playtested this clearly arrived with full power-ups. I think this was playtested with a Game Genie. Ugh. This has so many problems. Ugh, gross. Alright, handled that part pretty well this time. Now I'm dead. I can't. He's only shooting at a diagonal. That is the longest anyone's ever lived with no HP. Ugh. I don't like this game anymore. Oh, how am I supposed to restart knowing that that's waiting for me? How am I supposed to do it? This game's too hard. We should relax with Time Tunnel. Next time I play Time Tunnel will be relaxing when I start it, because I know what to do next. Some inspirational palms. Thank you, cows. Alright, from the top. Good night, Dynamite. Thank you for sticking with us. Sleep well, my friend, and we'll look forward to seeing you hopefully tomorrow. Someday I'll get good at that level, and it'll be as easy for me as these earlier levels have become, right? All of this struggling will just be a terrible memory. Mostly forgotten, like a bad dream. Remember when I could barely get past this first stage? Those were good times. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think you'll get it, Frownie. You didn't let the Klingerwinger defeat you after all. I mean, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm just... Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal. Nice. I got the only one that mattered, the one up. Coming very close to losing this life, though. Hearts, just when I needed them. Let's go. One of those enemies looked weird. Cuphead skills. uh, you can beat Battletoads. This should be easy. Well, let's see. I haven't played this for 95 hours like I did with Battletoads. What a good game Cuphead is. It'll be nice when I finally have time to play the DLC. Never played Cuphead, Angela says. Heard it's tough. Don't have a copy to determine one way or another. Maybe I'll get one day. Definitely worth it. What a great game, Brycefall says. I've not played Cuphead either, Pookie says. Looks fun. I hope to get the game, plus the DLC bundle when it's on sale at some point. It's tough, mostly a boss rush with some side-scrolling levels. Yep. It's satisfying to play and beat the bosses. Yeah. So we went through, I got a A+ on every boss and level in the game. I've thought about going back and trying to get like the S ranks. But I don't know. I might just do the DLC and just try to get A+ on the DLC as well. Bleeding health, come on. It's hanging on by a thread there. Still not in great shape. Oh, yuck. It's fine. It still seems like it uses the same skill set as Cuphead, and yeah, I rented a lot of Batman games as a wee lad. They always seemed like they were overly difficult. Alright, well, I'm 100% gonna lose this life. I don't think I can beat the Joker damageless as much as I would like to. No! That's a shame, because I kind of caused that. I'm doing horribly. I'm doing horribly. There's no way I should have lost 2 lives here. Very dissatisfied with my performance. I don't want to play anymore. I feel bad. I feel real bad losing another life. The biggest problem, one of the biggest problems with this game, if not the biggest problem, though, is, boy, the controls are just not, the control scheme is not good. And the worst thing about it is your primary attack is a context-sensitive action. And, like, I hate context-sensitive inputs. And to have that be the case for the primary attack is disgusting. But it's like, your projectile is only a projectile if you're standing a far enough distance from an enemy. Otherwise, it defaults to a punch. And it's really annoying in the midst of battle to try and work out if you're the right distance away from an enemy. And when you're moving across the screen, like if an enemy comes out, you know, in the direction you're heading, then it can really mess up your flow too, because you think you're shooting a flow of projectiles, and instead you have a punch come out, and that's infuriating. I hit my head while running and playing with the puppies, Board Jam says. Sorry to hear that. Hope you're alright. What? I always thought Two-Face was a role that suited Tommy Lee Jones extraordinarily well. As in, you thought he would be good for the role, or you thought he actually did a good job in the role? Get this man a new head? And that it suited his personality. I think there's a universe where he could have done a really good job with it. The Batman Forever we got, though, I don't know if it was his choice or if it was the direction he received, but the decision to just imitate the Joker cranked to 11 for the entire movie was, I don't know that I can agree with that choice. In the universe that we exist in, unfortunately, we only got Tommy Lee Jones's portrayal of one face. He starts off, like, with the scene where he's introduced, he starts off pretty well, right? Because he comes in and he's like, he has this little monologue and he's like calm and collected and menacing. But then as soon as he turns his head and reveals the scarred side of his face, like he goes into that mode and he never modulates out of it for the entire film. It's so weird. I think he was forced to play that role due to blackmail. I don't know. This attempt is going so much worse than the previous one. I blame it on Robin. This is just painful. Angela says if Tim Burton had gotten free reign, it would have been a much darker film. I mean, naturally. He would have had Johnny Depp as the Riddler instead of Jim Carrey if he had done it or wanted to. I mean, doesn't Tim Burton kind of wants Johnny Depp for every role, so there's really nothing that Tim Burton loves more than Johnny Depp playing like an eccentric, pale, quiet guy. Like he's made that movie like what 400 times. Yeah. Helena Bonham Carter has to be there too. Oh. he would have cast her as Harley Quinn. No, Tim Burton didn't direct Batman Forever. He would have, but Joel Schumacher did Batman Forever. Another life gone. Right before a bunch of hearts. This is my favorite level so far. It's a lot less fun when you're in the driver's seat. This level is exhausting is my issue with it. It just goes on forever. Oh. A bat plane to shoot 'em up would be cool for a whole game. I mean, if you like shoot 'em ups, it would make sense that this, you know, would be a level you gravitate toward. I don't really dislike them, but I don't have a lot of experience with them, so I'm not very great at them. But yeah, this level is just so long. It's very tiring. I mean, it's got 5 bosses. How many of these planes are supposed to come flying in? That didn't seem right. I think it spawned an extra plane. Alright, I think we're gonna hit the checkpoint. At least there's that. Thank goodness. Batman Returns game was pretty hard too. Made no progress on that when I was a kid for the Genesis. I think I rented that game on the Super NES, but yeah, I don't think I did very well at it. That was brutal, Angela says. Catwoman is way too hard. No, I missed all those hearts. Woe is me. In bed, I kept feeling something on my side and couldn't find it. Eventually I did. It was just a hair. Thank goodness. So many times it was a bug. Ugh. I found Contra to be a lot easier than Batman Returns. Possibly. I don't know. I haven't revisited it. Not the Genesis Contra. That was a hard game. Genesis Contra, I need to play more. I've played through it with all the characters, and I've gotten all the endings. Not all the endings with all the characters, but I have beaten it at least once with every character, and I've gotten all the endings. So, like, I've seen quite a bit of what it has to offer, and it's a pretty good game, but I'm not very good at it. I need to really spend some time with it and sharpen my abilities. Can't miss that one up, thank goodness. That's vital. This is boss number 4 if you've lost count. Finally, I got a few hearts. No! And then I immediately took damage. Oh, please. Quit moving into the path of fire, Frownie. I beat it once. It was the hardest game I ever beat, aside from maybe Doom Eternal, NES Contra, or Genesis Contra. Big Evil, welcome in. Thank you for the raid, my friend. How's it going? How was your stream? Why is the shout out not working? Well, there it goes. Grand Theft Auto V. Went really well. It's good to hear. I tried out another WiiWare game for our Halloween marathon. It's called Anima. Ark of Sinners. It's kind of a Metroid style game. It's not great. I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, like, it's really kind of an incomplete game. No one's really missing out on much if they haven't played it. But we did a chunk of that. That game's gonna take a couple nights. So we'll be playing that for the next few nights. Probably 2 more, be my guess. And then I've been playing Batman ever since then. I had one attempt that went really well until I made it to the Mad Hatter stage, and then everything was trash. And now this attempt is going really poorly. I've just been bleeding lives. But I'm sticking with it. I'm still trying my best. I would love to play a mod of this game where the controls are different. I would love to play a mod of this game where the physical attack and the projectile were separate buttons, and the jump kick was jump and punch rather than jump twice. They should use the Mad Hatter as a bad guy in the movie at some point. In a movie at some point. I'd be alright with that, but I think there's hesitation because he's so derivative of something outside of Batman without, you know, I think that sort of lack of originality to the character makes people hesitant. Cal says, it's time for me to be heading off to bed. It was great to be back. It was great to have you back, Cal. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope that you sleep well, and hopefully we'll get to see you tomorrow. You have a 6-button controller. No, I wish I did. I don't know that it would fix my issues, though. Because the control scheme I just described, they could easily do on the 3-button controller, but they didn't. And so... I don't know. I really don't like the control layout for this game. Like, I've been adjusting to it, but I don't like it. Can I ask you something that's been bugging me, Big Evil says? What do you think is the 2023 Mountain Dew mystery flavor? I haven't tried it, Big Evil. I can't weigh in. Coke Y3K? Is that the AI recipe? I saw that in the store. I haven't picked one of those up. You figure I would, right? It's such a tradition of the stream for me to buy all the new flavors of the sodas and drink them and then say, I don't have any words to describe what this tastes like. Every single one of my soda reviews has been identical. Every time I drink a new flavor of soda, I just like I have no point of reference to compare this to. I don't have the vocabulary to describe what it tastes like. Every single time it's been the exact same thing. I like Mountain Dew, and I drink it. I can't for the life of me find anything other than the energized stuff. And I'm not down for caffeinated drinks other than coffee. I mean, Mountain Dew's like... Yeah, caffeine-free Mountain Dew, it's hard to come across, but like, the regular Mountain Dew has like way more caffeine than a lot of other sodas, if I remember right. I'm fine with caffeine. I have a lot of it myself. Probably more than I should. Actually, I probably don't have as much as other people. Because I don't drink a lot of sodas during the week. And I do have coffee every night, but I've been having a half-calf coffee for a long while now. But I drink a lot of it, so even though it's half the caffeine, I drink so much that it's probably the same amount of caffeine that a lot of people get. If I really think about it. I disagree with that. Right, victory. This game has some of the best graphics I've seen on the Genesis. Oh yeah, this game looks great. It's an amazing looking game. Music's really good too. It's got a lot going for it. This next stage here, this is my kryptonite. I can now consistently make it up here. Oh, really? I'll just stick to 7-Up then? I mean, you might have to fact check me on that, and especially if you're outside the states, because the recipe could be different in different regions. But I feel like a very long time ago, I heard something about Mountain Dew being one of the most heavily caffeinated soft drinks, but this was before energy drinks were. Like, I'm talking about like back when I was in like middle or high school, hearing something about that, and it just sort of stuck with me. Caffeine can't be good for people? Dude Alert says I take Adderall every day and it slows me down a bit. I can't even take a nap. If I take caffeine, I'm all over the place and can't sleep. If I drink a Red Bull, my chest hurts sometimes. No one needs a prescription to get the stuff that I think is more dangerous. Well, I don't know that reaction is typical for most caffeine drinkers. I can't say that I've had those same symptoms. I would probably avoid it if I did. A happy mushroom forest where happiness goes to die, doesn't it ever? No, bogus. I got robbed. That power-up was red. You cannot tell me otherwise. And now I'm stuck here with a terrible blue power-up. Game robbed me and downgraded me. That is why we cannot be friends. Because this is how it treats me. That was hearts. That enemy that went by had hearts, and I missed out on my opportunity, and then I fell in a pit. Yeah, Red Bull is pretty powerful. A lot of those energy drinks kind of are. I don't drink those very often. I mean, I do have them occasionally, but like at the most, I would probably have one a week. But like even then, like that would be pretty heavy compared to normally. But I don't go for Red Bulls either. I go for, some of the other energy drinks that don't boast high caffeine counts, but like, I don't know, like vitamins or something. I don't know what they're supposed to have in them. I think they're all placebo anyway. The ones that I pick up. You just have one Red Bull a day? That's way more than yeah. Red Bull, I will have Red Bull when I'm driving. If I have to drive somewhere for a long time, I'll usually have a Red Bull on the drive. And that's when I'll specifically pick up that brand. I want to go over there and pick that up, but I don't want to jump through the beams again. I only have 1 cup of real coffee max when I am tired. I need to be very alert that day, Zergling says. Otherwise, it's just decaf. I probably have regular coffee once every other month. I used to also drink a cup of coffee with a Red Bull. It sure makes studying a lot more fun. I'm not really crazy about the taste of any energy drinks, though. Like, all the sort of like health reasons to not drink them aside, I don't really like their taste, and like that's a good enough reason not to drink them for me. even the ones that I will drink, I don't think taste very good. They're all medicinal. Bitter. It tastes like someone's crushed up a Tylenol in my drink. Yeah, the awful medicine taste is how you know it's working. Awesome. Sometimes the only difference between medicine and poison is the dosage. Hey, I finally got the power-up that I like. Let's see if it does me any good. So far, not doing any better. Hey, I don't hate how things are going here. No! Ah, I fell off. You would think the Mad Hatter would run out of gnomes eventually, but it never happens. He has more than you and I will ever gnome. Well done, Zergling. Very well done. If the Mad Hatter was smart, he would have thrown all the gnomes at Batman and Robin all at once. To which Zergling says he would have if he hadn't been informed of the system's sprite limits. I saw some of your wife's playthrough of an NES game. I'm surprised she doesn't do more of those. They're very good. They're very good. She just doesn't have the time to work on them. The editing process is very slow for her. No. Oh. Great. Now he comes in carrying 2 of them. And now he's invincible because of course he is. What in the world is going on? We're being invaded by the Atari. Well, we saw something new. Disgusting. That was a lot of damage. Thank goodness that guy dropped someone, huh? I can't read him to know when he's gonna do a big jump. It seems random. So tough. Never Freedom Tuesday. We'll never make it through. It's my destiny to fail us all again and again. Oh, I sure would have liked to have picked up, you know, one of those hearts. More than 0. Flashing is one thing I do not miss about older video games. Yeah, just 3 to 5 hits from phase 2. Oh, we weren't even halfway. We weren't even halfway to phase 2. Hey, wonderful. We've got a raid coming in. Let's give a shout out to our good friend Nar. Hey, thank you for the raid. Welcome in and welcome to your friends. We're playing Genesis games tonight. What were you doing, Nar? Are you still working on the Sega race that you're preparing for, or was it NES tonight? I am struggling with Batman. We played a game in the first part of the stream called Anima, Arc of Sinners. It's a WiiWare game. I'm doing WiiWare for October. So at the start of every stream, much earlier in the night, I'm gonna go through every spooky / horror type WiiWare game I can get my hands on. We did Castlevania Rebirth yesterday, and that's really great. And Anima is less great. It's a game that like has the right idea, but it's poorly executed. It's kind of a Metroid style game. It's got a cool style about it, but the gameplay is pretty weak. There's no like there's not like upgrades or extra moves or anything. You just have a very basic moveset that you do the whole game with, and so combat is pretty samey and repetitive. It's pretty weak. I don't hate it though. I'm enjoying playing through it, but anyone who doesn't isn't missing anything. Like the Castlevania game, it's a real shame that that's lost basically for all time, since it's relegated to being WiiWare for all eternity. But that's a shame to lose that one. This game, not so much. And then after that we switched to Batman, and I'm just repeatedly getting my bones grinded to powder by this game. I'm no good at this game, and it really shows. I think I'm actually generally alright until I make it up to this stage. Like, I've been consistently able to make it here, but clearing this stage is not happening. Games like that are fun for a bit, but you need a break. Well, I don't want all of our current... The thing is, I don't want all of our current projects to be completely ignored for the whole month of October. So that's why just the first half of the stream is the spooky stuff. And then I want to make progress in the other things we're working on. Batman game on the Master System is pretty good. It has a momentum-based grappling hook. When you get used to it, you can do some cool stuff. It might be worth giving a try. Did the full run of the race. Got an hour and 36 total time. Still have some work to do. You have a target that you're aiming for? Like, you want to get it under an hour? I mean, as fast as possible is the target, right? But, like, is there a particular time where you're going to feel, like, really, really happy? 90 minutes? Oh, you're real close to your time, then. Definitely doable. Invaders from the 4-bit dimension. Doable, just need to be consistent. So for anyone who's come in, if it's your first time checking out the stream, thank you again for taking a look at what we do around here. I'm Frownie, of course. I stream several nights a week in the Central Time Zone, late at night. I'm a retro gamer at heart. Anything from Commodore 64 to PlayStation 2 is likely to happen around here, with NES to N64 being my real kind of personal sweet spot. I will also play newer games on the Switch from time to time. I prioritize extremely strictly blind first playthroughs. I try as hard as possible to never do any research about the games I play. I don't like to read manuals. I never want to receive help or ask questions. So there's a lot of times, like, I might not understand the mechanics or even controls of the games I'm playing. There's a lot of struggling and confusion and suffering the way I do things, but it leads to some pretty wonderful, like, weird moments of discovery and some amusing victories from time to time. I find it to be well worth it. I like brutally difficult platformer games and adventure-type games. I also have a strong like for broken trash games, plug-and-plays, licensed titles, shovelware. Currently, we're doing a mini-marathon of spooky games for October of WiiWare titles. So there's a good mix of quality and trash stuff in there. Other things we're working on are Tears of the Kingdom, Wario Land 3, this game, something called Time Tunnel on the Commodore 64 that's a real nightmare. It's mostly it's pretty family-friendly stream. I try to keep things in the all-ages appropriate realm around here. We'll play an M-rated game from time to time, but I'm pretty good about giving a heads up about that. And it's just supposed to be a comfy, relaxing environment. People can come in, forget the cares of the world, and just enjoy watching me suffer and struggle and cry my way through a bunch of really tough games. Victory! Oh, finally, a new... something new! And it's horrible. We're stuck inside of a Connect 4. This is a shmup. I'm flying. I'm on a jetpack. Oh, this control's weird. This control's very weird. It feels like I'm moving through Jello. I'm not super familiar with the Genesis library. This has got to be one of the most ambitious titles in the library, right? Like, probably the top of the heap. Like, this thing, this has everything. Got 1 credit left. Deep breaths. Oh, we had a new follow. Welcome on board. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a wonderful time. I'll preserve your anonymity if you would prefer, but very grateful to have you. These graphics are insane for this console. Weird how the Game Gear was the same as the Master System, but they didn't let the cartridges fit into the Master System. I mean, it would have had to take huge cartridges. The Game Gear then would have had to take huge cartridges, right? They should have just made an adapter. This music sounds familiar to me. I really need someone to drop some health. Not gonna happen. Now I need someone to drop an extra life. Oh, this is gonna be just as long as the other shoot 'em up stage, isn't it? The other one that's like half an hour long. This is gonna be another half an hour stage. I just know it. And what's terrible is it's just the same enemy over and over and over again. It's the most tedious thing on the planet. And for as cool as the effect is in the background, I mean, it would be really nice to be flying past something. Where even are we? It may as well be a static image that we're in front of. Oh, goodness. Ah! You feed the giant gnome of Mushroom Forest. Now you get to go on a non-stop shroom trip. The portable did take the huge cartridges. What was that? What was that noise? Music changed. But the home console did not take the small cartridges. Odd. Very odd. I didn't know that you could... I didn't know you could play a Master System game on the Game Gear. But also, the Master System came out before the Game Gear, right? So they wouldn't have known to... Like, they... You know, they probably didn't think they were gonna make a Game Gear when they made the Master System. They wouldn't be, they wouldn't have known to put a port for the small cartridges on it, right? Oh, that's it. Well, my friends, we saw something new. But our journey ends here tonight. This game has approximately 500,000 too many gnomes. We're gonna wrap here for tonight, my friends. Thank you for being here with me. Always, I'm very grateful for your company. Apologies to the raiders who came in not all that long ago. So I feel like I am sort of leaving you a bit early, but we are past that time where it is time to wrap up. We will come back to this game. We'll play it again next week. I don't have any room for it on the schedule this week with everything else we have going on. Our Halloween project and our regular schedule. We should be back tomorrow with more of Anima in the first half of the stream, and Jump King in the second. It's gonna be a brutal night. All the games on my schedule are brutal. I'll find us somebody to raid if you will stay with me a moment. Oh, I see exactly where I'd like to go. I hope that they're not wrapping the stream. I clicked on the stream and it died. That's amazing. The stream didn't end, it died when I clicked on it. I got the guy holding his head image, and then it died. Good job, Frownie. Thank you, Dude Alert. Cheers for the stream. Thank you, Tuesday. Thank you, Angelus. Thank you, Tommy. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you, Zergling. You know, I just realized it's amazing that Batman and Robin haven't been hit by lightning, considering how often they stand on the top of tall buildings. Are you going to play any more Batman games? So I actually started the Batman game on the NES quite a long time ago. I threw it on randomly one afternoon and had a good time with it, but I just never remembered to go back to it. So I would definitely like to finish that game up. Must be the rubber suits. I should be back tomorrow around 10 p.m. Central Time. Might be a little bit later than that, but that's my target. No, it's just called, the one I'm talking about is just called Batman. I don't have Return of the Joker. That game, I believe, is quite expensive, so I don't know that I'll be able to get around to that one. Howdy, Frownie. Joe Jack, I got bad news for you. I'm grateful to have you drop in, but we're actually raiding out right now. We're finished up for the night. I've already said most of my goodbyes. I hate to do that to you, but the timing is what it is. So I'm going to send us in the direction of Blackthorn, my friends, playing Symphony of the Night. I haven't ever been able to catch this streamer live yet, but we've received several raids, so it'd be nice to send one back in return. Can't tell you what it's going to be like on the other side. Glancing at the chat, I'm guessing that it's might not be a strictly family-friendly stream, so might hear some language or some suggestive or mature conversation topics. But let's go along and see what we find on the other side. Anyone who comes our way is probably got to be worth checking out, right? But thank you, my friends. We're all out of stuff to do for tonight. I hope I get to see you again real soon. Be well in the meantime, and it's time to head out. Let's go on an adventure.